What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I covered the name of Aphiwe.Zunguu on Instagram. If you're a returning subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you're notified next time I drop another video. Guys, in today's video, we have a top-down analysis of Euro AUD. So let's start analyzing, right? Because I know a lot of y'all are struggling with entries. A lot of y'all are struggling with entry urges. You ask yourself every time, why when I enter this trade it decides to go against me, or why when I enter a trade the market just decides to not go in my favor, or it goes in my favor and then it turns direction and goes to a different direction, you know. So I'm going to teach y'all a strategy that made a lot of people millions. I'm talking about actual millions, you know. So every time you're going into a daily time frame, it works on any pair. It can be Euro AUD, it can be Euro USD, Nasdaq, gold, all of those pairs. It works on any pair, right? So when you're going on Euro AUD, Euro AUD, right? You viewing structure first. You should view structure first. As you can see right here, we had a high and then we had a lower high, right? Confirming that, it means that there is some sort of a trend going towards the downside, right? As you can see, we had some sort of a trend moving towards the downside, and when the market broke out of that trend, it decided to confirm that we are taking buys towards the upside, right? If we can just put this proper, we can actually see that it was a well respected trend, right? And then from there the market decides to shut up towards the upside, right? So that means that this bearish trend is completed, right? And we're changing direction and we're going up, meaning that there is some sort of a bullish trend, right? As you can see, we had a bullish trend towards the upside as the market was playing inside that bullish trend until it actually gained momentum to actually break out of that bullish trend to go towards the downside, right? As the market is going towards the downside, and okay, we are done with bullish trends. Now we're going with bearish trends, right? Overall, there's a big trend, but I will draw the small trends first. As you can see, we had the bearish trend going towards the downside, and then from there, the market broke out of the structure, confirming buy opportunities. If we can just cater for those lower highs properly, we can see that we had some sort of a bearish trend going towards the downside, and then from there the market decides to actually break towards the upside and confirm buying opportunities, right? As you can see, the market has been moving high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, confirming to us there is a possible trend in that direction, right? As you can see, there was a possible trend, a bullish trend going towards the upside, and then from there the market broke out going towards the downside, right? And then the market just kept moving like that, as you can see, a double top formation confirming that we are taking sales towards the downside, and then that's exactly what we got, bearish movements going towards the downside, right? And then once the market broke out of our bearish trend going to the downside, once the market broke out of it, it decided to take actual buys, moving towards the upside, right? So, and then from that direction, the market broke out, it formed a high, and then formed a higher high, and then from there, it started fluctuating around this area, right? What I mean by fluctuation, as you can see right here, we had some sort of a bullish trend moving towards the upside. The market broke outside, and then it failed to form a lower high that's lower than this. Instead, it formed a higher high, confirming to us that this trend is invalid. And then from there, it formed that high, and from there, it started building what? Started building lower highs, building lower highs, building lower highs towards the downside, right? So this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about actual market analysis. This is what I mean when I say price action. This is what people mean when they say price action. Is understanding the price first before you enter in the market, right? Understanding where the market is going, understanding what the market is doing at that point right there, right? So if y'all don't mind, I'll actually move this because it makes the drawing more dirty, right? So this is your odd on the daily time frame, as you can see. So with your odd, we can kind of see that okay, your odd is actually going to the downside, right? What confirms that is because we have lower highs going to the downside, right? This was a lower high, this was another lower high, this was another lower high, moving towards the downside, right? The market is just exhausting and it's moving towards the downside, right? That confirms that we have some sort of a bearish trend in the daily time frame. So this is a huge bearish trend in the daily time frame, right? So with seeing all of that, it means that the market is playing inside this trend, right? Once the market actually breaks out this trend or breaks above this trend, it's a confirmation to us that we're taking bias towards the upside. But failure to do so and the market decides to break towards the downside, it's a confirmation that we are taking sells towards the downside, right? But neither of those actions have been fulfilled yet. The market is still playing inside this bearish trend, right? So with this area being a very strong sensitive area, as you can see, the market failed a lot to break in that area, and we have countless areas. I can literally switch to line chart. We'll basically see that we had a lot of sensitive areas in the market, right? We had a lot of sensitive areas, confirming to us that failure to break these areas, it will mean that the market is losing momentum. It will mean that the market is exhausting or changing direction towards any further direction, right? So we can see that that area was a very, very well nourished setup area, right? So we want to know, why did the market actually change direction right here? We can see that we had some sort of a high, and then from there it formed a lower high, and then from there it formed another low high, showing us that we are actually going towards the downside. It formed the equal high, which this is a double top, no highs under. These highs are both equal. As you can see, the weak rejection over here and the weak rejection over here is at the same level, right? I can literally take this to show you guys the weak rejections on both areas are both level, right? Confirming to us that's a double top formation. A double top formation is a reversal pattern, showing us that we lose momentum and we are going towards the downside instead of going towards the upside, right? So jumping in the 4-hour time frame, this is a top-down analysis, guys. So jumping in the 4-hour time frame, we can basically see, if we zoom back, we can see that that double top formation was a very, very, very well nourished setup, right? So if I don't mind, I'll actually take this out because I have it in my mind of, okay, this is what I'm looking for, right? So we want to see what has been happening ever since the market created a double top. So ever since the market created that double top, it went towards the downside and not a bearish trend structure. If we can just cater for most touches, we will come with something like this, right? So the market has been moving towards the downside, and the market actually broke out of this structure and decided to go with buying opportunities towards the upside, right? So we can see that the reason why the market decided to change direction was this structure right here, meaning that this structure is a very, very well and respected area, right? It's an area of confluence, because when the market tested the area, it didn't just test once, it tested twice, and then it tested 3 times before changing direction and going towards the upside, right? As we can see, every time the market breaks structure, it comes back to retest, right? If we can just draw this, starting from here, we can see that we had a low right here. This was our low, and then the market went towards the upside. It respected this low, and then decided to break that direction and come back and retest, and then continue shooting towards the downside, right? And then did the same thing again. The market is all about repeating itself. It's all about repeating itself, but people fail to understand market structure. As you can see right here, we had a low, and the market respected it, and then gained momentum to break that low, retest, but the retest wasn't enough, and then the market just shot towards the upside. and then failed at this structure, failing, confirming to us that it is a double top formation, and then from there the market shot towards the downside, and then breaking this low, came back to retest, continued shorting towards the downside. Right, so as you can see, we had our first higher low or lower high, and then from there the market created another lower high, confirming that we are going towards the downside, and then went towards the downside, created a double top formation, went to the downside, respected the structure, and then from there the market started forming higher highs and higher lows, and formed the overall high, and then formed the high low, and then from there the market started shooting towards the upside. Right, so we can see that as far as what the 1 hour time frame is showing us, we can see that we have this high right here that the market is currently failing to break. Right, we have this high right here that the market is currently failing to break. Right, once we break this structure, it's a confirmed buy. Once we break this level, it will confirm to us that we are taking buys towards the outside, because we are creating higher highs instead of higher lows. Instead of lower highs, sorry. Because once the market starts creating higher highs and higher lows, it confirms to us that our bearish trend is invalid, and it shows that there is a possible bullish trend inside this bearish trend. Right, so by looking at where the market is currently, or looking at where or what the market did right here, we can see that we had a breakage of our structure, confirming to us that we are done in this bullish trend. Now we going outside this bullish trend, we going abroad. Right, so showing to us that this bullish trend is invalid. Right, but the 1 hour time frame doesn't show us enough information, so it is needed to us to dig deep into the 15-minute time frame, as this is top down analysis. Right, so the market is currently playing inside these two levels right here, with this being our resistance and with this being our support. Right, so the market is currently playing between those two levels. So digging into a 1 hour time frame, it's in a 4 hour time frame, excuse me, but digging into a 1 hour time frame, we can see that the market is respecting these two levels. Right, as you can see, everything I told you guys about trends. Right, don't underestimate the power of trends. Trends would save your life one day. Right, as you can see, starting from previous data, we can see that we had some sort of a bullish trend moving towards the upside, and then the market broke out of that structure, came back, retested, and formed a bearish trend, a small bearish trend moving towards the downside. And then from there, the market broke out of that structure, came back, retest, and then formed high highs and high lows, confirming to us that there is some sort of a bullish trend we are moving or playing in. Right, and then from there, the market decides to change direction and break out the structure, came back to retest, and then it formed lower highs and lower lows, confirming to us that there is a possible bearish trend towards the downside. Right, and then from there, the market failed to respect this bearish trend, broke outside, and then formed high highs and high lows, which was a consolidation trend in a sense, because the market didn't form another higher than this high. And then from there, the market created a triple top formation, shot towards the downside, and then from there the market started moving towards the upside. Right, so when removing these drawings or using these drawing information showing us that the market or gold does respect trends, what we should look for is a possible trend that gold is currently playing in. Right, so we're done with validating that the market does respect trends. We should just look for a possible trend that we are in. Right, so as you can see, with gold currently, it's been forming high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, high highs, and then from this structure right here, it formed a double top formation, confirming that we are failing to break this area, confirming that sellers are now sellers are now entering the market. Right, and then from there, the market formed a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then it started fluctuating at this area, and then it broke this low forming a new high, and then from there created a double top formation, confirming to us that sellers are too strong in the market, and then with shorting down, confirming and showing us a bit of there's another equal high, and then as we have an equal high, as we had an equal high right here, we're expecting what? We're expecting sell movements on the downside, and that's exactly what we got, bearish movement. So with all this information, we should just draw a possible trend going to the downside. As you can see, we're targeting the highs the lower highs that the market created. We can well establish a clean bearish trend moving towards the downside, right? So we can see that the market is respecting our structure, as the market hasn't already broke out of our structure. It did try, but it was just stop loss hunts, it was weak rejections and all of that, right? So with the same knowledge that we got in different time frames, we should also try to implement, right? As you can see, this was a well nourished area in the market. As you can see, every time the market touches that area, it either changes direction or it respects this area, right? So with this area, we can see that the market has been respecting this area. Every time the market comes to this area, it either changes direction or goes to the downside, right? So we can see that we also have another sensitive area right here, with it having a lot of touches, either weak rejections or failures towards the downside, right? So we can see that where the market is currently playing, it is currently failing to go below this area right here, right? So digging into a 15-minute time frame to actually see what the market is currently doing, or what the market is doing, or why the market failed to go towards the downside when reaching this area right here, right? So let me just remove this so that I can see clearly, right? We can see that we had this double top formation forming to us that we're going towards the downside, and then from there the market creates a low highs, low lows, and all of that, right? So we can see that we have highs going towards the upside, and then the market decided to fail to respect our trend, and then from there it changed direction and went towards the downside, right? It failed to respect this trend, and then from there it went towards the downside, confirming to us that we're no longer playing, or we're no longer respecting this trend, but we're going opposite, right? So we're no more taking buys, we're going with sells, right? So this is a huge confirmation in us that we should wait for the market to see what the market does, because a lot happens at the lows, right? A lot happens at the lows. Let me just draw this so that I can show you what I mean by a lot happens at the lows. Let me just draw this bearish trend to the downside so that I can show you that a lot happens at the lows, and a lot should start paying close attention to what is happening at the lows, right? So we can see that every time when the market hits a lowest area, or every time when the market hits the low on the trend, we should pay close attention to it, right? As you can see, if I can just drag this down, so don't focus on this side, let's just focus on what happened right here. As you can see, the market formed the low, and then from there it formed the high, and then from that high the market shot to this low, right? So this was a 50-50% chance whether the market is going to respect it, or the market is going to fail towards it. The market is going to fail to respect the structure and go to the downside, right? But the market chose to respect it for a while, and then from there it changed direction and then it shot towards the downside, right? So we have the same scenario printed right here, right? Let me just remove this to show you where are we currently looking at, right? So we have the same scenario printed right here, right? We at an indecision point whether the market is going to respect or the market isn't going to respect, right? We at a decision point whether the market is going to respect the structure and decide to change direction and go to the upside, or the market is going to continue going to the downside as it did in previous scenarios. As you can see right here, the market broke this low and continued going to the downside, right? So we're at a decision point whether the market is going to respect it and go towards the upside, or the market is not going to respect it and continue shooting towards the downside. As we have a double top formation also right here, as we had a double top formation right there. This is our big double top, and this is our kind of small double top, right? So let me remove this so that I don't distract y'all or I don't confuse y'all. As you can see, we had a double top from there, and then the market respected it going to the downside, and we had another double top right there. The market respected it and went towards the downside, right? So the market, it's all about repeating itself. It's all about repeating itself. Trading is very simple. It's all about repeating itself and paying close attention, learning from your mistakes. It's all about that. Battling your own demons. It's all about that. Fighting your own greed. Doing this, doing that, We have two indecision points, right? If the market fails to respect the structure, it will respect this low right here, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about when I say this low. As I told y'all, at the lows we should pay close attention, right? So failure to respect this low right here, it's either going to respect this one, but failure to do so, we know that the market will be going towards the downside, targeting further areas at the lows, right? So it's a very simple analysis, guys. It's a very simple analysis. It's up to the market what the market does. At the end of the day, we don't go against the market, we actually follow it, right? So going into the 5-minute time frame, I'm pretty sure some of you are asking yourselves, oh, you also use the 5-minute time frame? Yes, I do use the 5-minute time frame to basically track those market movements, right? Let me remove this because it is completed, right? So in a 5-minute time frame, you can basically see those lower highs and lower lows that I'm talking about. You can see them very much clearly, right? As you can see, the market is currently moving to the downside, confirming to us that there is a possible bearish trend, right? So this is what confirms us that there is a possible bearish trend towards the downside, right? So as you can see, it's up to the market at this point, but what we can see is that the market has been shot towards the downside and then formed a lower high, and then from there it formed a lower high again, and then confirming to us that failure to break at the structure right here, failure to break these two lows right here, as you can see. If I can zoom in so that I can show you, we can see that the market at this area, it created some sort of a double bottom formation. Instead of a double top, created a double bottom formation, right? So this is an indecision point that if the market breaks the structure towards the upside, it confirms to us that it is a well sensitive area and the market is failing to go below it, right? So once the market continues towards the upside, then it will be a confirmation to take buys. But as we in the 5-minute time frame, and we also in an indecision level, which is the structure right here. So once the market actually fails and respects the structure, then we'll be taking buys towards the upside, right? If I can just take this, we can see that we had a 50% retracement right there, right? We had a 50% retracement of this liquidity sleep, and then from there shows that the market is respecting structure. But a possible or a good buying area is to buy when the market has actually got out of this trend, targeting these levels right here, and our stop loss will be just below the structure, which is literally 0.05%, right? So a good area or a good place to enter is upon breakage of a trend, right? That's a good way to enter, upon breakage and retest of the trend, and then from there moving towards the downside, towards the upside. But failure to do so and the market start confirming that we are going towards the downside, we will take the opposite direction of buyers, which is sells, right? We will take sells upon breakage of our trend, also, and also targeting those sensitive areas, right? With our 0.5% stop loss, and then we'll be targeting our areas going to the downside, right? So it's very simple, guys. It is a very simple analysis. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for tuning back in. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. But there's no need to subscribe, eh? There's no need to subscribe. If y'all don't want to subscribe, it's cool. You can just like the video. If you don't want to like the video, it's cool, you know. But I'm always trying to spread some positive energy. But if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. But if you haven't subscribed or you're not trying to subscribe, it's cool, you know. Thank you for watching, though. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna just see y'all on the next video. We just gotta see what the market does at this level, as there is a lot of buying pressure stuck right here. There's a lot of liquidity sweeps and all of that. So we should just wait on the market at this point to see what the market does, whether the market is gonna respect our trend line breakage strategy and all of that, or it won't respect it, right? But we are not forcing buy opportunities, as we are in a bearish trend. So in a bearish trend, we expecting overall lower highs and lower lows. We're not expecting any higher highs and higher lows, even though higher highs and higher lows do come, but they're not for long, right? So it's up to the market at this point what the market does, but my job here is done. And yeah, guys, see you guys on the next video. I'm gonna just take a screenshot of this, and yeah, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video. I love y'all, and take care, stay safe. That's all. Have a good trading day or week or month, and yeah, see you guys on the next one. Peace.